How to read people behind their masks. That's what we'll talk about today. If you don't know me, I'm a professional psychologist, psychic as well. I'm a coach for years already, and obviously I can read people easily because of my work. But here I'd like to share something that will help you to understand who people really are, not who they try to be, with the tools that are already available for you. And let's dive into this. My name is Alina. Right now, I'm a manifestation and femininity coach. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and let's discuss it. The first thing that you need to do if you want to understand people more and who they are is to trust your intuition. It might sound obvious, but sometimes people do not trust the feelings that they have about someone when they see them, or even when you talk online or you see someone's presence online. Because believe me, especially on social media, you can pretend to be anyone. But if you tune in with yourself, with your intuition, or it can be called as gut feeling or your instinct, I can tell you for sure you will already feel who this person is behind their persona, or who they try to be, who they try to pretend to be. And how does it happen? So, for example, you see someone for the first time. You have to trust this feeling, these feelings that you feel about this person. We can immediately understand, are we even interested in this person or not? Do we have some similarities? As this person makes us feel interested about them or not, or just in general, what's their vibe? Because remember, like, recall memories about any star, like for example Monica Bellucci, and you already feel her presence, who she is, and so on. The same thing works with any person you meet, but people tend to listen to their logic, their logical mind that can tell them, no, they're not like this, maybe I'm overthinking, maybe I'm being delusional right now. No, you're not. And you have to trust your gut feeling, because this first impression usually gives really clear image about a person that is standing in front of you. Second thing is about body language. That's also pretty obvious, but not everyone notice what people talk about and how they act, their body language. Because any individual's body language tells a lot about themselves. It tells a lot about their traumas, like stored traumas in their body, the way they move, the way they interact with a person, or I don't know, a group of people, really defines who they really are. And again, not trying to pretend, because it's really difficult to maintain a picture if we are talking about body language. It's really complicated. It gives a lot of tension to your body, so it will be even worse if you try to pretend, for example, confident, but you're not actually confident. So let me give you examples. If a person has really good posture, and again, it's not fake, because if it's fake, it will be again like this. So if a person has a good posture, of course, we think that this person is confident. And by the way, if you work on your body, like you work out and so on, you do yoga, you can change your posture, and therefore you can change your mentality. So you will become more confident because you change your body. That's also how it works. And of course, if someone is like close like this, of course their heart is closed, and it's really difficult for them to interact with people, to be open, and so on. Another example, if someone is scared to take a place in any room, like for example, sit like in the middle of a restaurant, for example, or I don't know, in front row, and so on, and like just how big they're moving. If their moves are really small and like tensed, it also tells us a lot about their personality, that they're really scared, to take the place in their reality, to be seen as who they are, and just in general to be seen. And the more person moves like this, like like I'm moving with you right now, the more they're confident about themselves, and the more they're confident about taking place, their place, and being seen, being visible. getting what they want in this reality. Another thing about face language, it's also really interesting. Like, I want to give you an example. I watched one series, and an actor, like a girl, she told, like, she was acting, of course, and she told this was like a boyfriend girlfriend situation, and she told him, I also love you. But you know what she did with her head? I also love you. What it means that she was like, saying, no, I don't. Of course she was acting, but we can use it the same way in reality. Obviously, when someone, for example, covers their mouth, they don't like what you're talking about, or they disagree with you. They want you to shut up because they do not agree with this. Also, it's about movements here. It also says about that the person who talks, for example, they're really not confident on, they're insecure, they're not sure what they're talking about, for example, right? And so on. I won't discuss here like about everything because it's a really huge topic, and I think there are like YouTube channels that discover this. But please learn more about the body language and how it works, like at least basics. It will help you a lot to understand who really is in front of you. The third thing I'd like to recommend you to do is to listen to people carefully. I truly believe that if someone is playing someone, like they're being in persona, they still can break their character. It can also happen, believe me. Like, for example, their tone of their voice is changing, or they're giving you some facts that contradict with their image, and so on. So you have to listen to people really carefully, because it's truly impossible to be in a character all the time, you know. And when you learn to listen to people, like to notice every detail, what they're telling you about themselves, it will be really easy for you in the end of the day to connect all the dots and to understand who really is in front of you. So please listen carefully, like how do they speak, or if it's in line communication, just in general, how do they present themselves, what kind of language they use, and so on. Every little detail can tell you a lot about the person that is being in front of you, like how they dress and so on. So you have to be more intentional, more careful in terms of being more interested in people and who you're talking to, or for example, buying a service from someone, and so on. This can be really, really useful. The fourth thing I like to recommend you to do is to learn more about psychology, like at least basic one. Because when you'll do so, you will understand, for example, who is in front of you. Like, for example, I enjoy this thing about archetypes a lot because I've been discovering different types of archetypes because there are actually many different systems. Even astrology is about archetypes, and we all have the signs within us, and they're all different, and they're all in us. But of course, there are different systems. So I've been discovering like for years because it's really interesting for me, and you can do this thing to understand again who is in front of you. And I like to analyze people a lot through their archetypes because um it gives me an image of who is in front of me, their good sides, their negative sides, maybe they're not aware of, their potential, and so on. This is just an example that you can use, but of course you can discover way more. You can subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of information about psychology as well. And the last thing I like to talk about is about our appearances. This one is really interesting. So I'm also a stylist, not currently, but still, I'm still interested in this, and I got my education not from, just styling like as it is, but from the understanding faces psychology, let's call it this way, through the style types. And yeah, I know it sounds really interesting already. And let me break it down for you more. like what it means exactly. The educational course that I took was about style types, and these style types were pretty psychological, actually. Yes, they were also about styling, but they were also about a psychological image of every physical archetype. Yeah, you can also divide appearances of people to 15 archetypes of appearances, so style types. I'll make a full video about this, and it will also help you to understand your psychology of other people, and so on. Shortly saying, there are three categories. So the first category is about people with sharp features, let's call it this way. The second category is about people with soft features. So, for example, I have soft style type because when you look at me, you feel that I'm safe to be with around. I have soft features in general. So this is like, for example, right? And the third category is mix of both. So they have soft features and really strict, sharp features. And depending on what category you are in, you already have some specific features that define your internal world. Yes, it's true. And usually people actually contradict to their appearances. It's also really interesting. So there's a thing that I also discovered about the style types, that the softer is appearance, the tougher is character, and vice versa. So if you see a person, for example, with the king style type or with the queen style type, they have a goal for their incarnation, to gain their internal power, to be a confident person, really grounded one, and so on. And people with soft features have a different goal or a mission. They have to accept their softness. They have to accept that, yeah, sometimes I can be soft, and there's nothing wrong with this. Like, I can open my heart to, and so on. That's the first thing that I discovered when I worked as a stylist with people. So they were like, I'm like I have sharp features. Like, are you serious? Because I'm such a nice person. I'm so like a good girl. I'm so nice. So they have to discover themselves through this. So this is an example, and if you want to learn more about this, subscribe to my channel. I'll post a video about this as well, but later. This is it for today. Please let me know what you think, what you got from this video. Give this video a thumbs up, please, too, so other people can find this video as well. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and see you next time. Bye bye.